Nitzavim, standing. Dvarim, Deuteronomy 29, 9, 10 in the Christian Bible, to 30, 20. Haftarah, Yeshayahu, Isaiah 61:10 to 63:9. Read Hadashah, suggested readings, Romans 9:30 to 10:13. Messianic Jews, Hebrews 12:14 to 15. Atem Nitzavim Hayom Kulechem Lifnei ADONAI Elohechem Rashichem Shivatichem Ziknechem Veshitrehem Kol Ish Isra'el. Today you are standing, all of you, before ADONAI your God, your heads, your tribes, your leaders, and your officers, all the men of Israel. Introduction. In this portion, Moshe is instructing the Israelites and other followers of Moshe. They are to enter into a covenant with ADONAI and what the details of that covenant will be. This took place before they crossed into the Promised Land because Moshe did not survive to the other side of the Jordan. It could be that the previous chapter's rules were not part of the covenant, or that this portion was sewn into the Devarim scroll, Deuteronomy, after those chapters, which seem to have occurred after crossing the river. The order of the scrolls in Devarim are not necessarily chronological, as is true of much of the Tanakh. It is also interesting that parts of the covenant must be applicable before the entrance into the Promised Land, as well as applicable to a degree for those Gentiles who came with the chosen and were entering the Promised Land, because Devarim, Deuteronomy, says, "But I am not making this covenant and this oath only with you. Rather, I am making it both with him who is standing here with us today before ADONAI our God, and also with him who is not here with us today." I wonder if there were Gentiles there for this oath. There are portions in Vayikra, Leviticus, that apply to sojourners in the midst of the Jewish community. Devarim, Deuteronomy scripture goes on to say that this applies to the generations to follow and those who will witness the results of behavior which do not reflect the instructions of ADONAI. This may be validating future blessings to be given to the chosen and righteous Gentiles as well, who sojourn with them in the land or in other lands, saying in chapter 29, "When the next generation, your children who will grow up after you, and the foreigner who arrives from a distant land, see the plagues of that land and the diseases with which ADONAI has made it sick, then all the nations will ask, 'Why did ADONAI do this to this land?' Things which are hidden belong to ADONAI our God, but the things that have been revealed belong to us and our children forever, so that we can observe all the words of this Torah." Haftarah. The Haftarah continues the theme that time will redeem the obedience of the chosen to ADONAI and that of the Gentiles who chose to side with the Lord in Israel. There is also an expression in the Haftarah of consequences that are good from Yeshayahu, Isaiah, such as, "For Zion's sake I will not be silent. For Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until her vindication shines out brightly, and her salvation like a blazing torch." There is no need to fear when ADONAI is on your side. There will no longer be those who say Israel, nor those who side with the Lord of Israel have been abandoned. The comfort and support of ADONAI is also for the righteous Gentile. It is shared by those who follow the Jewish Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus. The covenant also includes all the descendants of the Israelites in the land and throughout the world. Yeshayahu goes on to say, I have posted watchmen on your walls, Jerusalem. They will never fail silent, neither by day nor by night, you who call on ADONAI. Brit Hadashah. The biggest challenge today is the conflict with one another. If our only conflict was with those who do not say they believe in the Tanakh and the Lord of Israel, how much simpler it would be. There can be growth within this conflict, but there must be effort by the faithful to the instructions of ADONAI and our Messiah, Yeshua. Even with ecumenical effort, there is an evil influence in us all that corrupts in many ways. The Son of Man came to teach us the meaning for the instructions in the covenant with Moshe. This was prophesied by Yeshayahu, quoted by Shaul, saying, how beautiful are the feet of those announcing good news about good things. The problem is that they haven't all paid attention to the good news and obeyed it. For Yeshayahu says, ADONAI, who has trusted what he has heard from us? The Rabbi Shaul quoted the above portions from Holy Scripture. I say, how can anyone say that he was teaching against the Torah? Even more significant is what he said to the Jewish believers in Messianic Jews, Hebrews. Keep pursuing shalom with everyone and the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. See to it that no one misses out on God's grace, that no root of bitterness springing up causes trouble, and thus contaminates many. Shaul also said to the Romans, moreover, Yeshayahu boldly says, I was found by those who were not looking for me. I became known to those who did not ask for me. This might be prophetic about Gentiles becoming part of promises made to them as well as Israel before they were born. Do not judge Jew nor Gentile for what they do wrong, but rather notice what they do right. Conclusions. Messianic Gentiles are sometimes accused of trying to steal the promises given to Jewish descendants and their culture. But these have been given to them also in the Torah. Despite what some say, Yeshua, Jesus, did not replace the Torah, nor did Shaul. Jesus was teaching Torah to Jewish students. Shaul was also showing Gentiles how to share in the blessings of the only true God, ADONAI. In the 15th chapter of Acts, Shaul upheld Torah and validated the instructions in Leviticus that apply to Gentiles. The covenant with Moshe is still in effect. The misunderstandings between Jewish and Gentile followers of ADONAI are from mistranslations and incorrect doctrinal statements which are biased against other cultural adherences to Holy Scripture. Let us all focus on what we have in common and what ADONAI instructs. Whether you look to Yeshua, Jesus, or not, it is important to respect one another, and each of us are responsible for our own choices. Build a wall around the positive instructions of ADONAI so that negativity cannot tear us down. Too much focus on negative instructions leaves little time for being righteous. Have a good week and a Shabbat Shalom.